Hey everyone, this is Deanna, and I am going to give you a very quick tour of my new favorite tool, which is Hatchbuck. You have to understand that for many years I've struggled with using email marketing services and trying to find just the right solution that was going to allow me to not only create emails very easily to send out my newsletter and promotional announcements, but also to incorporate marketing automation, which is just more like email marketing on steroids, where you're able to really identify the things that people are interested in based on links they click and be able to respond to the information that people seem to accept and they seem to want more of. So for many years I used Infusionsoft, and Infusionsoft has been around for many years. It's been called Confusionsoft, and it's a really great solution for the right company. And I actually used it twice. I started using it in 2010 when I first started this business full time and gave up. And I spent, honestly, thousands of dollars on consultants, which may surprise you because I'm pretty technical, but consultants to make the automation work for me, and it just didn't. So I gave up, but about a year ago I thought I'm going to give it another try. They had made some really great enhancements to it. So I gave it a try again, and it was a little bit better, but it still was a struggle. And it's difficult because in my business I try and delegate. It's difficult to find people who can just be able to do a simple newsletter, much less create campaigns that do the type of automation that I wanted to do and that I recommend that you do as well. So just less than 2 weeks ago, I found out about Hatchbuck. I signed up for a demo. I was so impressed with it right away. I bought it within 2 days, and it's a little more expensive than your standard email marketing such as a Constant Contact or a MailChimp. But if you are serious about using email marketing in your business, this is really what you need to use. So I'm going to show you really quickly, and what we're going to do is start my email newsletter. And I'm going to show you, though, on a highlight or a high level, actually, some of the information that you can see. Now, this is my dashboard. So the first thing that I come in here, it shows me activity. And one of the things that's really exciting to see is that people tend to open your email more than once. And you may be surprised to learn that. You think they either open it, delete it, open it, read it, delete it, whatever. But I mean, I've had people I can see opened emails that I sent months and months ago. So right now I can see all the activity, and it's showing me that as of yesterday, 3 people reopened this email, and it gives me all of that information. It also, if I wanted to, it will show me all activity. It will show me any notifications, anytime somebody submits a form from my website. The email opens, so you can just go specifically, like if all I wanted to see was bounces, I could click on this and this is going to show me the most recent email address that bounced. But for now, I just keep it all activity. If you have people that do sales for you, you can also assign out your contacts by sales rep, so you could see individual users and the activity that is applied to things that they have done and contacts that are assigned to them. And then, of course, you can choose the time period, the last 7 days, anytime, yesterday, today, blah, 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 blah. So going across the top, then we can see the sent emails. So far, I've sent 2 emails through this on 2 different dates, and I'm telling you, it was so super simple. I'm also going to show you how to get your contacts in here. If I had emails scheduled that I had created but I had set to go out at a later date, those would be in here, and any scheduled campaigns. And we'll talk a little bit about campaigns as well. So one of the things you may wonder is, well, maybe I'm using MailChimp, maybe I'm using Constant Contact. How am I going to get my contacts into Hatchbuck? Well, they make it very, very easy. If we go over across the top to the Contacts tab, you're going to see right off the bat at the top here, you can send an email, you can start a campaign, or you can create actions. And actions are, again, part of these triggers for marketing automation. You can manually add a contact one at a time by clicking this blue button, or you can import contacts. So before I show you how to import the contacts, let's talk about something that's very key, which is called tags. Tags are ways to segment your list of contacts however makes the most sense for you. So for me, I look at a couple of different things. One, the most important tag is my newsletter tag. Anybody that has subscribed to my newsletter, there is a tag associated with that contact. If it's somebody that I have met through a networking group, that my connection comes from that networking group, I can have a tag for that. So of course a contact can have more than one tag. It could be someone who signed up for my newsletter who I met through the Chamber of Commerce. Also, you can tag people, for example, if they're a customer or if they purchased a particular product. So if I wanted to, I could click on tags and pull up all my current customers who have a WordPress website. So if I want to send out something specific to them about their WordPress website, I would simply click on current customer tag, and then I could go down, and actually I exaggerated because apparently I don't have my WordPress website tag associated yet. Anyway, but you can see now I've basically segmented my list, and right now I'm going to apply this filter, only current customers are going to be showing up here. So tags are amazing. The other thing too is I can go ahead and get rid of this filter, but I could also say show me anybody who is from the Chamber of Commerce. If I don't want anybody that's currently on my newsletter list, I could double click newsletter and it turns it red, and then I can say apply that filter. So why would that be important? Well, maybe I just want to contact everybody in the chamber and maybe invite them to subscribe to my newsletter, and I don't want to send that same email to anybody who's already subscribed. So I'm going to go ahead and clear those tags. But see, you can see the power of being able to segment your list. Another area that's extremely important is being able to track behavior. So if I sent out an email and I put a link in the email that said, click here if you're interested in learning more about SEO, I can set this up so that when somebody clicks on that link, it would apply a tag that said this person clicked on the link about SEO, which tells me that person is interested in that topic. So if I was going to do very directed emails about SEO, I want to make sure that person gets it. So again, hopefully your head's not exploding yet, but believe me, in being able to do this in Hatchbuck, it is super, super easy, and it's extremely powerful for you to be able to sending out the type of content that people specifically want to read. So again, if we're starting from scratch, and you need to import a bunch of contacts. So for example, you have contacts in MailChimp, Constant Contact, or like I did in Infusionsoft, you just have to click this Import Contacts button in the upper right-hand corner. So like all email marketing companies, they're very focused on making sure you do not violate any of the anti-spam rules that exist. So you have to commit, or you agree that we have permission to email these contacts. So I'm going to browse and get a CSV file, and I happen to have a file on my desktop. And we're not going to import this because this is actually my Infusionsoft contacts that I already imported, but I just want to show you how easy this is. So I'm going to click Open, and then I'm going to click Continue. And here is where it's super, super exciting, because it's taken each field of information from that CSV file and it's going to let me map it. So right now, these are the first names. So I would simply click and match first name, last name, company name, so forth, so on and so forth. And here's our email address. Oops. Oh, I hit the wrong one here. Here we go. So that's work phone. This is work email. So you see it catches your mistakes too. Now, this is the other part that's super exciting. So when I exported from Infusionsoft, it already gave me, I had already tagged people. So I had people tagged as newsletter, I had people tagged as network, all customers, etc. So all I have to do here is click on this and say, these are tags. So this is what's exciting. So if it contains a tag that you don't currently have created, and if you are starting from scratch, you probably don't, they'll create it for you. If you have somebody who's tagged more than once, again, somebody I met through the chamber who's currently on my newsletter list, as long as those tags are separated by commas, it's going to add each word or words separated by commas as an individual tag. So I just click OK. And if I was prepared to import this, I would click Continue. But remember, I told you I already imported this. So this is probably not a good idea to import them again. Now I do want to show you also that if you have duplicates in the file, it will catch them and it will ask you which one you want to enter as well. So let's just assume that I had gone ahead and I've imported everybody, because again, I didn't want to re-import everybody. So now I have my list of contacts. So what can we do with this list of contacts? Well, we could send an email, we could start a campaign. We also have this list of actions. So if I had a group of people that I wanted to add a tag to, all I would have to do again is click on a tag, click on Apply Filter, and let's say that I wanted to add a new tag to all of these. Oops, so it's reminding me I have to select everybody. This is another cool thing I like. If I click this, it's saying, well, you clicked 25 contacts on this page. Do you want all of these contacts in this filter, or do you want a specific number? So that means if I wanted, my intention was to apply a new tag to all 641, I just have to click that. And it selected everybody in this filter. So at this point, I could do whatever I want here under my actions. I could add a tag, remove a tag, so on and so forth. So now let's talk about some of the other things we can do, because obviously we already have our list of contacts, but of course we want to increase this list and we want to add more contacts. So how are we going to do that? Well, again, across the top, we've got all these different tasks and different menu selections here. Whoops, I missed tab. I was trying to aim for tools. So you can also use this as a task manager. So if you're using this as your customer relationship management, you might want to select a contact and make a note that you need to follow up with that person on Friday, for example. So if I click on Tools, we've got the ability to create a campaign, and a campaign is the series of actions that you want to happen after a contact does something. If they click a link in the email, maybe you want to apply that tag that says they're interested in this topic because they clicked that link. If they do another type of action, perhaps it's going to trigger a task for you to follow up with them over the phone. Again, campaigns are the ways of being able to use this email marketing to be much more responsive and much more targeted in the information that you're sharing. So of course we have email templates, because one of the prime functions of this is to create emails. You can create the online forms. These are the forms for what we call your opt-in on your website. that's going to capture contact information from new people who are visiting your website and interested in your content. And this is so cool. This is web page tracking. And I'm going to jump ahead a little bit for this because this is really super cool. What web page tracking is, you can create a link, a small piece of code, I should say, that you can put on a particular page on your website. If you have a WordPress site, it's super, super easy to add. And what that will do is it's going to track anytime one of the contacts in your database goes to that page, it's going to track it in their contact record. So why is that important? Because if a contact, for example, goes to a specific page on your website multiple times, it's probably because they're pretty interested in the content that's on that page, or they have a question, or there's some level of interest. So what is super cool with this is you can set a target for a contact, that if a contact goes to a specific page on your website more than, let's say, 3 times, it will trigger an action. It will either send you an email and let you know, and you can decide what to do, or you could set up something automatic. Perhaps the automatic is to send out an email to that contact that says, hey, we've noticed that you've come to our website multiple times. Is there a question that I can answer for you? When would it be a good time to talk on Friday, or something like that? So it gives you more visibility into the actions of your contacts for you to be able to respond. Now again, because the vast majority of what we're going to be doing is email marketing, let's go to our email templates. So I've already created some templates in here, and I'm going to show you really quickly how to create a new one, just because, again, this was so simple, it's amazing. I'm going to click the blue button in the right hand corner for a new email template, and you've got a couple different ways to do it. You can use the drag and drop builder. You can just create a basic text type of email. You may notice a lot of people may alternate their communication where they're using just plain text email. They have pre-designed templates, which is really nice. Infusionsoft didn't have that. And sometimes people have a designer create a template for them. And what you can do then is use the code. And you could get that code and simply paste it to create a new email template for yourself. Let's take a real quick look at the pre-designed templates, because truthfully, I have not even looked at these because I have my own way that I like to look at my templates. And if I could type, we'd be good. Locking would be if you had other users and you didn't want anybody else to change it. You can also put these into specific folders. I'm just going to say newsletters, and I'm going to continue. So here we've got, oh, see, they've got some really nice pre-designed ones. They've got a generic. They've got one, let's see, called the Rocket. Let's take a little peek at this one. Ooh, look at that. Something big is coming. And look at those, are really very well designed. Really, really nice. So then you could have the option of using that template or not. They have different color options. This one's got kind of a light green background, I guess. Let's take another quick look. So again, you can use any of these and then simply customize it with your own content. And your own images, of course. So those are pretty nice. Very, very nice. So look, they even have some, ooh, they have a fitness one. So if you have a fitness studio or a business that's related, and then obviously they already have this clip art as well. Plus you can always upload your own. And they have real estate. So that's good to know. Let's take a look at this real estate one. Cool. Okay, so you always have that option. But if you're like me and you have a certain way that you like your templates to look, I'll show you how I did mine. So I'm going back to my templates, and this is, I think this was the one that I ended up that I really liked, that I wound up doing. So this was a drag and drop builder, and I was able to set up, this is a template using my header, and then I just put in a text block here. I added my social media links, and I separated my content out like this. Actually, this isn't the one that I think I ended up that I wanted to use, but I'm going to show you, I'll show you real quick how to do that as well. But I'm going to go back, I'll show you the second one that I did. And this one was a little different. And again, I had the option, and I'll show you as I create it with the drag and drop, I had the option to, in this case, I didn't use a sidebar. The other one I had a sidebar. This one I just chose to have the content full width because I think it looks a little better on mobile. It's a little easier, and actually I want to let you know that these templates do look really good on mobile. They're very easy to read. They're very mobile responsive. So I set this one up like that. So let's show you real fast. If I was going to start from scratch, we'll start over here, and we're going to use the drag and drop builder. Select it. And this is going to be our test. So here are all the different formats that you can use. So again, that was a 1 column, or as I would call it, a full width. There's a 2 column. There's a left sidebar, right sidebar. Let's see, 1 and 2 columns, 2 and 1 column. I think this was the one that I used on that last one. So I have 1 full width up here and then 3 columns across with no sidebar. So if I was going to, let's try this one just to be different. So you can see right here, and it even gives you little clues. So if I hover over, you see these are blocks that I can edit, I can duplicate, right there, duplicate, or I can get rid of it. So they give you little hints here. You can use this area for your contact info, social media links, or a simple preview of what's in the email. Here's where you could put your header with your images, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and let's say if I wanted to edit this and I want to put an image in there. Now you can choose an image to upload, so I can go to my computer, but I've already got some images, so I'm just going to say I want my newsletter header right in there. I mean, come on, how easy was that? That was super easy. And then I can click on this particular, oh, this is something important to remember because I did this all the time. Once you're done with a block, you got to click the green done button before you can click on any of these other ones. So again, here I would just click on here. I could go ahead and just, this is my content. I can type it. Just like any email service, I can make the font larger. I always recommend making it larger. You can make it bold, you can center, you can do all that stuff. And let's see, again, if we want a link, we just click the link in here. You can make that text a link to a web address, to an email, or if I had a file, because that's the other thing, I can upload files that I want people to be able to click the link and download the file from the email. So I would just make that a link. So I mean, again, super, super easy. I'm just going to go to my files. I'm going to grab my magnifying glass. I'm going to go back to my files. If I wanted to upload, let's see if I can find an image to upload. Okay, I just went and I'm just going to go grab that picture right there. I guess open, insert. There's my picture. I mean, super, super, super simple. So again, this is to create the template, and then you can preview it. Oh, and this is where it gets cool. So I can look at it as it's going to appear on somebody's desktop, and I can look at it to see how it's going to appear on someone's phone. Nice and mobile responsive. I can send a test to myself just to see exactly how it's going to look. I always recommend this anyway because before you send out an email, you always want to test your links as well to make sure your links go where you expect them to. So, I mean, this is super, super easy. Now, here again, this is where the marketing automation comes in. So let's say, for example, I just put in one link there just to have a link to show you, but now I want to add an action. So what do I want to do? If someone clicks that link, I might want to add a tag. So again, they click on a link about SEO, suddenly I want to apply a tag that says this person may be interested in SEO. You can remove a tag. You can always create a contact score too to identify the level of somebody's interest. So if I had somebody that I thought was an interest level of 1, but they clicked on a link, I might want to say, well, they clicked on a link. I would say now that their interest level is 2. I can create a task. This is one of those things too. It creates a task that tells you this person clicked on a link, you should follow up with a phone call. Send a notification, that's to you. Send an email, create a deal, start a campaign. Again, I'll talk about campaigns, maybe not in this email, but maybe that'll be a future one. But a campaign is a series of actions that are going to take place after somebody does something. That could be sending an email, creating a notification or a task for yourself. You can stop a campaign if they click on the link. You can update the contact record, update a custom field, on and on and on. Unsubscribe. So it's important to have that unsubscribe link in all of your emails. So if people want to unsubscribe, they can just do it with one click. So again, that's the key to using email marketing, is being able to track the behavior based on people's responses. So for example, now what I did was I went ahead and filtered. I clicked on the newsletter tag and I used that filter to filter my list by my email newsletter group. So now if I wanted to send an email, oops, see, it's always good. It's always catching me. I want to select all my contacts. So I'm going to select all those contacts. I'm going to say I want to send an email. So again, now it's going to come back and it's going to say, do you want to create a new email from scratch, or we're going to go over to my email templates. Here I can choose the one that I want to use. And I'm going to click continue. And again, this one is already set up with the format of how I want it to be, with my header in here and my 3 images. And I didn't save the images from my last one just because I want to change these out. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to highlight some tools like Hatchbuck that I think are really great, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to promote some of those different tools that I use. So here I can just go ahead and either start typing my content, or more than likely I've written it in Word and I'm going to copy and paste it, and then I'm going to be able to format it. Now here's another thing just to show you again. If I wanted to put my social media links up in that pre-header, it says which social media icons do you want to add. So I'll say, oh, I want Facebook, and then I'm going to go ahead and enter my Facebook page name. So what's it going to do? It's going to go ahead and create a link. I'm just going to say insert that. So it's up here. For every social media you want to go ahead and put your link in there and have it up here, so then this will link to your social media page from your newsletter. Okay, since I'm not going to bore you with me creating my entire newsletter, but that shows you how easy it is. Now, as I mentioned before, one of the most powerful things, and unfortunately I haven't used Hatchbuck long enough to have a lot of examples, but I can show you some of the reports and being able to look at the behavior of your contacts. So I'm going to go, well, we've got reports right here. So I can just show you, for example, for email, you can look at the email activity by day, by the template. So maybe you can test to see one template people open or respond to better. Your bounces and your unsubscribes, you can get all of those reports in there. Your forms. So any form submission. So again, you want to use this form on your on your website to build your list. So if you have different forms in different places, you're going to be able to see what kind of response and conversion that you're going to get from those individual forms. And any sales reports, because you can set up deal pipelines by each contact for each sales rep. You can look at sales rep performance, activity by user. You know, this is a really great if you're going to be tracking sales through this. So I would really encourage you to take a look at Hatchbuck. I am going to put a link also here to their website on this post, as well as in the email, so everybody can take a look at it and see this information. They have really great demo. They did a really great job when they did the demo for me. I mean, I was sold almost instantly. And you know, you can get a little better sense of some of the reporting, some of the capabilities that you can use. So again, email marketing, customer relationship management, and that small business marketing automation. So it is more expensive than some of the other options, but it does so much more. And honestly, compared to Infusionsoft, it's quite reasonable. So they have month to month with a starter. Many of you may just need a starter. They have the standard, which is up to 10,000 contacts, and deluxe, which is up to 25,000. And you know, they've got a really great frequently asked questions here. They also have a startup fee that is very reasonable, considering the startup fee for Infusionsoft was in the thousands of dollars. For Hatchbuck, it's just $199. For that, you get consultations and very specific training. So right here, the Quick Start package, it's 3 hours of marketing strategy and support. You know, in my case, setting this up, I really didn't need a lot of support, but to be able to think through the marketing strategy, you want to take advantage of this. You want to have the 3 hours of marketing strategy and support to get you optimized and using this just to really hit the ground running. Because see, here again, they'll tell you exactly what you need to do. They're going to help you through creating the lead capture form and getting that on your website. Implementing that web tracking code, getting your first campaign going. You know, you really want to take advantage of that. So again, Hatchbuck, it's a funny name and I mispronounce it all the time. I keep wanting to call it Hatchback, but it is a fabulous service. I highly recommend it. And please let me know if you give it a try. Let me know your experiences, because I'd love to know. I just find that it's actually motivated me to do a lot more email marketing because it's just so simple and it's so powerful. So once again, it's Deanna Fenton. I want to thank you for watching and have a great day.